Sarah here from Embolden Adventures. Ceremony 4 had happened last night. So 4 out of 7 ayahuasca ceremonies so far, and it's day 7 in the rainforest. So I've been here at this retreat center for over a week, just about a week now. We're right in the middle of it all in terms of the experience and the lessons, more of them will be continuing to come even when we leave this rainforest, this beautiful rainforest. And it's a gorgeous day today. It feels a little bit humid. The sun's shining. It has a bit of a spring feel to it. We haven't had much rain the past, 24 hours or so. Ceremony 4, they're all different. They're all different. That's what I'm finding out. And people will tell you, oh, I've done X amount, Y amount, and none of them are ever the same. And the lessons that the ayahuasca spirit from the vine, the ayahuasca vine, shows you are what you're ready to see and what it's ready to tell you. And, I think also the benefit of this retreat, these experiences, but working with, this group, is the post-ceremony debrief with one another, very informally at lunch or during the floral baths or in the mornings when we have our plant rabbinies at the Maestras house right by the center of the retreat. That's where we really kind of get into the sharing of what did you experience? What were some of the takeaways you got? What were the lessons? Or, you're also rooting for those that had had no experience or limited experience so far. And luckily, everyone has had an experience with the exception of one person who decided to leave yesterday. And another person is leaving today prematurely on his own volition because he feels he had gotten what he needed. So good luck to him. Good luck to both of them who've decided to leave, for that matter. And, we're here because we want to be here. And this isn't easy. And I think one of the key kind of realizations that we're all facing is this is hard work. You are going into this multi-universe, multi-dimensional territory that doesn't make any sense in this material world. Some may just say, oh, it's a psychedelic trip with these drugs that you're on. Others, like ourselves now, will disagree that it's more than that. It's much more than that. But it's at the same time like we can't really figure it out. We're trying to make sense of it. And as I've been continuing to say, the Maestros and the Maestras, the Icaros that they sing, the vibrational feelings they're getting from the plant spirits and the other kind of energies that are around them that they're channeling, when they come to you in the ceremony in the Maloka, that's a circle that we sit in at night, head on, you feel it. And in this case yesterday, when Richard and Benito came by, Richard first, Benito second, singing their Icaros. First of all, I can see it. I'm wearing pants right now, so it sort of looks like, see these lines? You probably can't make it out, but my pants have like parallel lines. And I don't know if you could probably, joking, yeah, they're the lines. They're like faint lines. And to me, like it's the vibrations that come out of the maestros and the maestras during their singing. And they're ever so faint. Some of them look like thumbprints. Some of them look like spider webs. Some of them just are like kind of wavy parallel lines, as if you're kind of looking at a TV that has fuzz. And those are the vibrations. Those are the vibrational kind of energies that are coming to you as you sit up and receive the blessings and the teachings through the maestros and the maestras. And ayahuasca helps to facilitate this. Sometimes ayahuasca herself shows you who she is, like she did last ceremony for me. And even this one. I just have a really genuine love for the maestros and the maestras, for the facilitators, for one another here. We're really bonding, and it's very obvious now to me how special they treat us in terms of imparting lessons of the universe into us and doing a duty. It's a sense of duty that they have taken on over the many, many, many years of training they've worked on themselves. And a lot of their training to get to their maestro level is through isolation. At a young age, they're drinking ayahuasca and they're going into the rainforest for maybe a month or so at a time and isolating themselves, sticking to a very strict dieta or a diet of, lean kind of food, no sugars, plants, very, very kind of clean eating. And while you're in solitude, and this happens, wherever in the mountains in the Himalayas or, those meditating monks, you get wisdoms, and you get it through meditation. You get it just being amongst the energies of the earth and the universe. And in this case, these maestras start to really understand the language of plants. And as I mentioned in past videos, we're learning that ayahuasca came to the maestros and the maestras, or these Shipibo people in the Amazon rainforest. They just knew, just by becoming one with nature and immersing themselves in this environment, free of, the Western world, free of any sort of distractions, for many, many generations, they learned that the plants showed them where the ayahuasca vine is, meeting with the charchuna leaf. So together, molecularly, when you ingest it like we do, we drink this brew of the ayahuasca vine and the charchuna leaf. And the ayahuasca vine, as I mentioned, is an MAO enzyme inhibitor in your body that naturally occurs. And by suppressing the enzyme, inhibiting the MAO enzyme, it allows the DMT from the charchuna plant to work its magic through your body. And that's opening and unlocking a portal that is energy and the universe and consciousness and this oneness beyond this material world that we live in, this 3D, concrete world, where our bodies are in. And so with this combination that was gifted to them by nature, Mother Nature, Pachamama is Mother Earth, ayahuasca is the spirit that lives in the vine, it's allowing us as humans to open ourselves up, to really see the mysteries of the universe, to really start to truly understand what's going on here. And, the 23 of us that have been brought here, by the universe, I think this is a calling. I've been called from New York City to come here, in ways I still don't really know why, but we're learning as we go. All of us are here together, really trying to understand this, and a lot of introspection is happening, and a lot of sharing amongst one another is happening, because the lessons we're learning we're imparting for others, and it kind of is a constant facet of, a prism of light, because you're constantly seeing it in a new direction, and it constantly kind of is going to build and build and build upon, itself, and it just becomes deeper and deeper in terms of, oh yeah, that's what this means, and that's the symbolism of this, and I get it now. And so it's interesting to see what people are going through. One person is really dealing with some childhood trauma that he never even knew he had at a very, very young age. And how profound that is. And he's kind of has seeing his life flashing before his eyes in terms of, all right, it started here, and this is where it kind of manifested to, and this is how I've reacted as a human in these instances going forward, and this is where I've been hurt, and this is where I hurt. And it's just, they say it's like 20 years of therapy, all into one brew. And these ayahuasca kind of teachings and our ceremonies are building upon each other too. It's awesome. I mean, we're really learning a lot. And my friend Michelle, she was enlightened last night. She got to see nirvana. I mean, she's been on this really strong meditative path. And who knows, why it happens when it happens. But she actually said she saw Jesus last night. She felt all the kind of saints, Yogananda and others that she is aware of and prays to and works with. and just basically she felt like she understood the secrets of the universe, and she's like now in this ever blissful state, hugging people and feeling as if it's all about love no matter what. And the gifts are everywhere, as she said. They're just right in front of us, and they're there for our taking, and they're unique to each one of us. That was really cool to kind of get her messages that she received last night. We spent a long time this morning, just over lunch, or breakfast, I should say, just talking about, okay, well, what else? What do you know about this? And what did you learn about that? Because, we're all on different paths here at different stages, and some may attain that, maybe others won't. I don't know if I'm going to, but I do know that last night when we first started with the ceremony, which is always really cool because, here we are, we do pre-yoga in the Maloka, in the circle, and it's done by firelight. The kerosene lamps that we have is the only real light that we have, and the screened windows, you have the rainforest really up against it, and you can hear the, noises of the rainforest around you at night. And it's a very kind of, it's like, I don't know, like it's ceremonial in the truest sense of the word. And I'm coming, like, these ideas of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and the mysteries of like the Mayans, and ritualistic kind of really indigenous experiences. It's a ceremony, and this is the beginning. We embrace it by starting with a stretching and breathing exercise through pre-ceremonial yoga, and then once that's done, it's an hour, we're ready to begin the ceremony. And the maestras and the maestros, they come in to the Maloka, and they get themselves seated. They get themselves seated in the center with the facilitators. And as I mentioned maybe before, it's not like the Western kind of way where, a facilitator will now get up and start like saying, okay, the ceremony's about to begin, everyone take your places. It's not that at all. It's, we have 5 maestros and maestras, and they sit there. They're in a Zen state. They're puffing on their mapacho cigarettes. They're kind of in a zone. They're also on ayahuasca, mind you. And they're readying themselves to begin the process of giving. And the more and more we do this, the quieter we are becoming. And we're also part of this ceremonial process where, we're all going to be one in this kind of energetic experience. Some people are nervous, some people are excited, some people are pensive, because, some people have hard times with this. I had a hard one, ceremony 2 and part of ceremony 3. Some people are terrified. There are some terrors that they're going through. They feel like they're in hell. Their life is kind of over, and that's again potentially the breaking of the ego and letting go, and truly surrendering and having full trust in what's to come. So it's a very kind of serious is the wrong word, somber is the wrong word. It's like a cool Zen, but knowing that we're about to begin. It's a readiness, a kind of a really quiet solitude of readiness, and so the lights are still, the fire lights are still burning. So there's kind of an illumination that's happening. It's completely dark now because it starts at 8:00 our ceremonies. And we have this Maloka that has a pitched roof. It's almost like an umbrella of thatched grasses, palms, dried palms, and sustainable tree limbs that they used to build the structure of the roof. And eventually, at some point, the maestros, I think it's Richard, he starts to whisper or whistle his whisper, his first ikro. He sings it into the ayahuasca bottle. is what he whispers. And then eventually he gets up and he gives it to, I think it's Teresa, who is the one who administers it. And then the facilitators come and they kind of, guide the path with the illuminated fire. And they offer cigarettes, mapacho, and they offer us now, we're getting choices in terms of the level of dose that we want. They have a tiny cup, a little middle cup, and a bigger cup. And those that aren't feeling the effect are getting the bigger doses. And then we've been topping up for another round if we wanted to, if we feel the effects aren't working just yet. But we're counseled too, because they talk us through, like, last night you had this experience, maybe it may make sense to start here and then move your way up. So it's not like, you're kind of lost in this decision of how much you should take. Some people want to take more, like me, others want to take less and less. But every night it's a different kind of game day decision. And that was the thing I was saying to some friends earlier. It feels like it's game day. When we start to really begin the process, the floral baths, and start to kind of ready ourselves for the night. It's like an anxiousness. Like, okay, the big game is about to start. Like, are we ready? We've practiced. We're kind of ready. We're in the zone. Game day. So it's game time decision of how much you're going to take. And then, so I took mine last night, and once that happens, we all kind of lay down. We are still in kind of, it's very, very quiet. Everyone's still in a zone. Everyone's just thinking, meditating, pondering their intentions, because that's what we need to bring is an intention, or many, what we plan to ask the universe and plan to have Mama Ayahuasca help us with in what we're trying to work on and have breakthroughs on. And so we're kind of all in this like collective pensiveness, a quiet. At some point, the Icaros begin in unison in the middle. And last night, it seemed like it took a very long time before that first Icaros chorus began. We started the alignment phase of this seven ceremony healing process. And so I can notice a difference yesterday as opposed to the other ones. The first one felt a little superficial, a little like extreme and happy and everything's beautiful and blissful and, yippee. The second one was cleansing and clearing a lot of these like childish, baseline type of emotions, criticism and impatience and anger and, know-it-all and know-it-allism. I know this and I know that and I know what's best for me and, I know everything and this is, very kind of just childish, disrespectful, all that. And now it's okay, we're in an alignment phase because they've been cleansing us out, getting rid of the pent-up toxicities, getting rid of the pent-up energies, traumas, unlocking all the crap that we've kind of taken on in this life and maybe some past lives, and just getting us purified, cleansing it out, like the purge it out, get it all out, okay? And now it's the 3 ceremonies, 4, 5, 6 of align with the spirit, align with the universal one. And to me, when we first started, I could see Mama Ayahuasca again. I saw her, but this time she was different. Before, she was within me. She was like a fern. She was very graphic in terms of like greens and colors and stars, and it just was this presence that was in me and loving and protecting and healing. So green is a color of healing and regeneration, regrowth. And so I saw her, but this time she wasn't in me, she was above me. And it was, again, a 3-dimensional, multi-dimensional graphic. And it was a forest green, maybe a darker blue color. And shapes, like very thin, outlines of squares and circles and lines, lots of lines. And it just came at a very slow momentum pace and just over me, hovering me. And I think the Icaros waited because it was setting the scene for all of us. And I was convinced all of us saw this. We were all kind of seeing this and feeling it as one. Finally, they started singing, and then they got into their circle positions where they get in front of you and give you an individual Icaros per the 5 Maestras. And that's when you naturally know to sit up, and you become lucid when your Icaros is ready, and you sit up from your slumber, and you get up and you put your chair to your back and you sit and receive. And that's the thing. Like now, we're becoming better and better about getting up, focusing, making sure our energies are kind of, torso and head and arms and everything are wide enough to receive the blessings and the healings and the lessons that are coming through the maestros to us through the vibrations that are the Ikros. My intention yesterday was help me believe. Show me how to believe. Show me who you are. Show me how to believe. Show me what it's like to go home after this and not feel like this was just some quick fix that I revert back to the old world that I know and it's comfortable and the old way of thinking and the old way of just being. Show me how I permanently fix myself in a way that I can be integrating this going forward. What ayahuasca showed me is it's interesting. It put me now in my past, but also in my present and where I can be in the future, as if I was back in my room growing up as a kid, or in my apartment in New York City, or if I'm in my bedroom sleeping. I felt like it was real, like I was back home again and this is just a dream. But it wasn't, because at the same time, we live in an illusion. This is an illusion. We are in an illusionary dimension that is, this hard material of a body. And in that kind of, I feel like I'm back home, I'm sleeping in my bed, this was all a dream. It kind of then, broke apart sometimes, like almost like a jolt of energy you see on TV and it goes zzz. And in those zzz, like energy, it showed me that this is an illusion. Like you're in your room, but this area is breaking apart. It's not real. It's breaking away. Your illusion is fading. It's crumbling. But that was fine. It wasn't scary. It's showing you, see, this is an illusion. You're in your room, but it's an illusion. And what it did was it showed me, it like zeroed in on certain areas growing up as a kid in my room, like where, see, I'm right in front of you. I've been here the whole time. I've been with you this whole time. I'm here. I'm always here for you. I love you. That was the message I was getting. It showed me like a picture of this garbage can that I have that my grandma gave me when she went to Atlantic City. It was Caesar's Palace, and I use it as a little tiny plastic garbage can. And it has like kind of a pyramid structure, very like Chichen Itza looking, I think. And it's saying, see, look, there's evidence here. And it said, see, your guinea pigs as pets, they're from Peru. I've given you guinea pigs to remind you of Peru. See, you live in Connecticut, where you have this kind of forest that you grew up around, very kind of woodsy. The woods is very similar to where I feel right now in the rainforest. I feel very much at home with the bugs and the humidity and the leaves and the sun kind of coming through the trees and, frogs and mushrooms and birds, and it's the same thing. This is my childhood. I'm here in Connecticut right now. So it's saying, see, I put you in the version of a rainforest that I could, and it showed me my dog, it showed me my cats. They're there for you. They're there for you. There are energies that are here for you. And then it took me to my apartment and it said, see, look, you have this picture you bought in Belize that you have framed. That's an evidence of me. I'm saying hello through this like Mayan kind of picture with like beautiful, wings that are a bird almost, a firebird. I have an Inca cross. I have, just the decor of my apartment, the way it's very kind of texturally, geometrically shaped, the furniture, the lights, the light fixtures, the martini glasses I even picked that are kind of like Aztec-y almost. The way that the curves are in my bathroom in terms of the artwork, and, the crisscross of my duvet cover, the fake palm trees I have in my apartment that are very reminiscent of the rainforest. It's saying, see, I'm all here, and you can come to me anytime. The crystals that I have, that are the doorknobs of my dresser. It's all there. The geometric shapes in my apartment. It's all there, and it kept zzz, zzz, it's breaking apart the reality you think you're in, but you can go there anytime and know that I'm always there. I'm giving you those obvious images. Similar to what I was saying, you know, the first time, where I was seeing kind of like the psychedelic patterns in the rainforest on the way home. It's stuck stationary in like the mushroom concentric circles, or, you know, the various kind of designs of the leaves. I don't think I have any here to show you, or the fractals in nature, the butterflies, the bugs, you know, the vines. All that is living and breathing and examples to show you that it's here anytime you need it. It walked me through New York City. It says you purposely live on the east side next to the river. You purposely live near a river. You've purposely, you know, live near areas that are of good energies that you can use to help advance like the world in the ways you need to or should, or can help contribute to a better place. You know, it showed me where I can go if I ever need, you know, to seek some solitude. It showed me the ivy that grows along 57th Street next to the river. It says, go to the ivy. It said, go to Central Park. Go to Central Park all the time. It said, you know, there's this building on Lexington Avenue in Murray Hill that's green. It says, go to that building. It keeps showing me to go to this church on Park Avenue and go inside and just sit and meditate, because it's this beautiful mosaic of gold around this, like, I don't know, picture of some Bible person. I don't even know, but it's always very pretty. It says, go there. It was showing me how I can cope in my real world when I go back, and where I can always kind of hold on to these experiences and feel as if I can continue to find my solitude and meditate and feel comforted. And know that this like multi-dimensional universe that I'm immersed in, that we're all immersed in, is not scary. It's the oneness, and it's energy. And Michelle said this: the energies come through in shapes and in colors. And what she saw was vibrational, and it's so, like she said, it was hotter than the thousand suns, you know, more louder the sound and the vibration. She goes, our humanness can't contain it for too long, this nirvana, but she got a glimpse of it. She says it's just pure love and pure bliss. So yeah, there's more work I can do to get there, and I'm not sure when I'm ready to receive it. It's here. You have to allow it here in your heart. Yeah, and so that was interesting, and there was more kind of that, and I was, you know, more kind of like, you know, really intense geometric kind of patterns, you know, lots of like, you know, when you're in a house music rave, it's like kind of electric colors, whites and blues, really intense. That's how I was seeing a lot of that, a lot of like intense like electric yellows and blues and reds and pinks and whites. You know, that's when the kind of visions got more intense in terms of the geometric shapes. Right before I finished meditation, I saw a Shiva in my mind's eye. I could see the chakras. Before we went under with the ayahuasca, I saw the chakras and a Shiva, black silhouette of Shiva in front of it. So that was really cool. I'm starting to see now with my mind's eye a lot clearer, because I feel like it's coming in and working on my head. It's working with my spirit. It's working with my energies in my body. And so, yeah, I'm feeling more aware. Like, I'm very sensitive right now. And then at one point, like, I got up. I think it was Richard, or it was both Richard and Benito, when they were singing their Icaros to me. I was so, like, you know, just like as loose as like wet spaghetti. Like my head I couldn't hold my head. I was touching my face like this. I was like very limp, right? And I just remember being this way and swaying to the Icaros as he sang. And, you know, I wanted to feel. I kept putting my hands up, feel and receive, and close my eyes and see and just receive and be thankful, be grateful. And at some point, 2 different times, I could see the energy now become like hardened or oh, it's raining. How pretty. Beautiful sun shower right now. I'm sure it's fine with the camera. It's refreshing. So when they were giving the Icaros, I could feel it like become manifest. I could see it. It was, you know, as if it was blocks of stones, gray and gray stones, but just like it just grew out and it hit me. 2 times I saw the Icaros actually manifest into something that looked material. A material, like Lego kind of, whoa, it's just coming and hitting me like a ton of bricks. So then I got sick. Once Benito was done, I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. I never really go to the bathroom during the ceremonies, and this time I did. And I was lucid enough to walk, got up and walked. And like I said, we have these angels that work at night with us. We call them door angels. They are the ones that help usher us down the stairs. They have the red lights to guide the way. And we go out to the bathroom, and I purged both this direction and then eventually the vomiting. There is a YouTube video that I watched to prepare me to come here. There was many, but there was one that was very profound that I thought. This one guy was talking about the beauty of life, and he saw the demon in the vomit bucket, and he was able to wink at it, and it didn't feel scary to him. The minute he qualified it as okay and not scary, he was able to feel okay about, you know, fears. And I used that actually when I was getting laid off. I used that kind of energy, you know, that kind of attitude to, like, whatever you think is going to be scary, look at it straight on its head and wink at it and be like, I got you. You're not scary. I'm kind of neutering you, if that's a good term. And it's funny because that to me was like in a very kind of eye-opening moment. Like, you could take fear and turn it upside down and not be afraid of it. You know, nothing's really scary. I used to be scared of ghosts and afraid of the dark, and even this, you know, ceremonies, I'm like, nothing scares me right now. I'm not scared of demons. I'm not scared. I'm sure something can scare me with this process, but I'm not worried. And anyway, so I'm vomiting now in the beautiful moonlight. It was a full moon, and you see like what you'd think a rainforest would look like in the evening, like a blue kind of iridescent dark blue sky with the moon, and you have the clouds that are kind of gossamer, and you have the silhouettes of the big tall palm trees. It's almost as if it's cartoon-like. It was gorgeous. And here I am, I just like totally like got rid of all the junk that was in my body, purged out a bunch of shit, and here I am like looking up being like, this is so fucking cool. I'm in the rainforest in the middle of an ayahuasca ceremony with the Shipibo people and being cared for, and this is just so cool. Like the experiences, the visions, like, wow, this is unlike anything I've ever done. Like, wow, this is really gonna stick with me. Just seeing that silhouette of the leaves made me be really happy about this. And then, you know, I saw the demon in the bucket, and it was cool. Like, it had eyes, and it had like a silhouette to it, a sort of like, you know, pattern or like an edge. Like, it kind of had a face. And I looked at it and I winked at it. I'm like, I'm gonna do what this guy did. I'm winking. And then I like stood up and I said, I'm okay and you're okay, even the demon. And I'm like, and then I vomited it again. But then I saw the demon again, and it was like then it became like a serpent almost, like the head of a lizard or some sort of snake. And I'm like, it's cool, it's beautiful, this is neat. And then I looked at it again. It was like, all right, this is just a bucket that's illuminated in the night, and I need to get back in there because I hear the Icaros going, and I don't know if my turn's next because they keep, you know, rotating around the Maloka. So I get back up, and, you know, luckily I'm able to walk, no problem. I feel clear, and I lay back down. I put my, you know, feet up, my hands up, and next thing you know, go into a deep kind of, you know, vision, really tangible, really material. It was massive, you know, kind of shapes and multi-dimensions, and I keep repeating that it feels like Chichen Itza, or like the art from the ancient Mayans or the ancient Inca or the Aztec, you know, that kind of art that's very kind of psychedelic and geometrically shaped and very intricate and detailed. To me, that's what this was. It was this kind of deity started to kind of just grow. And it goes, I'm Wiracocha. hello, Wiracocha. And I'm like, geez, Wiracocha's here. Like, I'm going to go see him in Tiwanaku in Bolivia next. And Wiracocha came in my vision during Dr. Brian Weiss when I was doing past life regression 3 years ago. Wiracocha, he's the sun god that the ancient Inca believe and pray to. Wiracocha came and he graced me with his presence. I was like, this is so cool. I'm seeing Wiracocha. He's saying hello. He's saying hi. So that was neat. And then, my Icaros came, and there was a few other like personal things I was seeing. Like I could feel people, and I'm trying to make sense of like what my purpose is and what's love and all that. I can't remember much else. I kind of was in and out of it, and some of the people were clapping. It was like an applause section going on over there, and I laughed during that. We felt very at one last night. It was a good feeling. It was a good vibe, and these are good people, and I just feel really connected with everybody. Even my neighbor Marcus and Martina. I can't remember anything else really. It was really just to show me, because that was my intention, like show me how to believe. Show me what to do. Show me how do I kind of move forward with these lessons I'm learning. Like how do I trust that this is real? How do I take action for my life? And that's part of the integration that we'll start going into with the facilitators, and there's an integration team after that we'll work with. And this is an ongoing process. And they say ayahuasca doesn't just leave your system after you wake up. It continues to work, and it's building. And sure enough, when I came home in my tambo, this is my neighbor's tambo behind me, I just can hear the Icaros. I was singing it in my head as I was sleeping, and I felt like I was going through waves some more. So it was working at night. It was working this morning. That was the other thing. Like I got my plant remedies, and we got the massages, the energetic massage work that I was prescribed by the maestros for my stomach, my back. And then once I got to breakfast, I felt very tingly. And again, back to this like spaghetti kind of hands. And that was the other thing. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I was going through New York City where I live. And in my hands, I kept throwing my hands up at night. And I was facing kind of the ceiling of the Maloka, and I could feel myself breathing. And every breath I took was a very kind of deep breath that filled my lungs with oxygen, and it was very slow. And there were certain parts of my lungs that were being, inflated. Not like the whole lungs, but like this part, the lower part was only breathing, or the higher part, in a very slow, calm, peaceful way, as if Mama Ayahuasca was breathing for me. I could feel my belly expand as if I was pregnant. So that was the other thing I saw as a vision, like my belly came up. So who knows? And then right, so I was laying down, and my hands were going up, and I was dancing, and again spaghetti, and just kind of like I was a conductor of an orchestra, and I could see myself raising the plants up in New York City, because I was told that the rivers are still not healthy in New York, East River, and New York doesn't have enough plants. We need more plants. We need more green, and certain areas of New York were greener than others. So that was kind of a message. I was trying to like take the energies, just as I was doing ceremony 1, rise the rocks up, how the pyramids grew, raise up the plants, like have more green in the concrete jungle that I live in. And so like my hands were kind of like, loosey-goosey, and at breakfast this morning it was the same. Like I just kind of had another wave of this, like just kind of very mellow, very chill, very kind of relaxed, ready to receive more messages. And then I had to have some quiet time for myself and just look out to the jungle and feel close to nature. And I did a lot of thinking about how do I put into action these lessons when I go home, and what does it mean for like next steps as a career, and what does it mean to choose myself and not let the world around me tell me what to do, or tell me how to believe, or tell me what's true and what's not. No longer that serves me. I'm not going to be controlled. I'm not going to let society control me. I'm going to be in charge of me. It's up to me. I'm responsible for myself and for my happiness and for making sure I'm protecting myself and taking care of myself and immersing myself in nature and finding time to meditate, finding time to connect with my energetic chakras through yoga and breathing, and always coming back to this area that I'm in the rainforest. It's beautiful. I still am not 100%, but I'm getting there. My intentions tonight, I talked to Adam a little bit, the facilitator, and one of my intentions tonight is, what is the real core source of my anger? How do I work with anger? Anger is an emotion that we have in this three-dimensional world. It's something that will never go away. But how do we work with it? How do we use it responsibly? How do we not hurt people? How do I release the anger that I have built up in me? Where is it coming from? Why did it come? So that's the question. Using the word show to Mama Ayahuasca is going to be extremely important. It's an action verb. Show me. Please show me where my anger is stored. Show me where it came from. Show me how I grew it. Show me how it went out of control. Show me how I can work with it going forward. Show me what it's like to be angry, I guess, or how I've hurt people. Show me who I am. I also was, thinking about like next steps for jobs, and I feel like a lot of these jobs I've been interviewing for do have a green tone to it. Green bank, or this new fund that's beginning, that is an investment fund in agriculture and in plants and in sustainability. And again, I was talking about reverse NGOs yesterday. Maybe there's a way to kind of bring the wisdoms from here into an investment vehicle that helps to, exponentially grow this sense of reciprocity and helping to protect the rainforest as a result. A give and take with the Western world, with the capitalist world that I live in, that is New York, and the investment world, with, a reverence and a protection for, the rainforest. It's the largest, it's the lungs of the earth. It's, it's clean water, it's fresh air, it's biodiversity. And again, this is what I want Adam to talk about, because he did a really great job explaining the importance of it kind of all working together. And the minute we start to lose biodiversity, the minute we as humans start to break down, and it's a very necessary thing to have things in balance with nature. Loneliness, depression, being out of whack, being not energetically aligned, not knowing who we are. All that comes because we're not with nature more and more. And we're not with one another more and more as a community. And we have this kind of ego-driven need for more. I need more to be happy materialistically. I need more. And materialism is a result of, or results in, destroying nature. So once you have the rainforest back in balance, which it's not, it's very unhealthy right now since the 70s and earlier, how do you engage investment vehicles or banks or some sort of like conduit that brings that reciprocity, right? How do you give and take in a way that helps to benefit the protection of nature, the protection of plants? You protect the plants. That's the first thing I said in my ceremony 1. Protect the plants. How do we become closer to that again? How do we bring ourselves closer to it as humans? And the energies just continue to like build out, and we help one another just through the ethos of it being balanced and clean. And I just feel really good to be in nature right now. It's natural. Nature is natural. Yeah, so, there was a lot of thinking there, like where can I put my talents, my experiences to good use, to influence, to help stave off, the destruction we're doing. So that's some of the thoughts I had today. And I was crying a little bit because it's like, I really want to believe. I really, truly want to believe. And I'm just not there yet. Like, help me believe. I want to believe. I want to believe in this oneness. I want to understand. I want to believe that there's such a thing as what I'm experiencing right now. Like, I don't want to go home and just doubt it again. So that's the other thing I'm working on is, and also with anger, is doubt. I doubt everything. It's the engineering mind. It's critical thinking. It's cynicism. It's dismissiveness. Dismissing. This is bullshit. You know, and yeah, I mean, if you want to put comments on YouTube, you can. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get some people fighting back and saying, you know, this is all bullshit. Like, you're all making this up. You're, you know, some trippy hippie. Just made that up. Yeah, fine. Say it's bullshit. I don't care. I really don't care. Because the reality is I'm feeling something, and it matters what I'm experiencing, because that's what I need to make sense for me about what this is. It's a personal journey, and I'm not here, again, here's the disclaimer. I'm not here to tell you to do ayahuasca. I'm not here to tell you this is the best thing since sliced bread. You know, this is my journey and mine alone. Well, it's mine for me, uniquely. And I think it should be done responsibly, because ayahuasca is a vine that's very scarce right now, because people keep cutting it down and, you know, boiling it down and sending it to New York and other places that are doing retreats. And I think it needs to be done responsibly, sustainably, and with the Shipibo people, because they're Icaros. They're years and years and years of training and listening to the plants and understanding and respecting, you know, this environment. That's the real wisdom. It's not, you know, just taking ayahuasca or taking like mushrooms and saying, oh, I had a trippy experience, and not really understanding it. It's the facilitators that are acting sort of like therapists to help you kind of think about, well, this is a projection, you know, you're projecting this and you're trying to make sense of this. What you're seeing in your visions are not predictions. So I thought that I predicted the presidency in ceremony 2. I said, okay, Mike Bloomberg's going to win the presidency. It's not literal. So that's the other thing I've been learning, is these aren't literal. So if I see someone in my dreams in these kind of ceremonial states while working with ayahuasca, it's not a like for like, you know, now I've seen the future and it looks like this. It's not that. It's bullshit. It's a way to symbolize how the bigger picture within you is unfolding, and how you make sense of, you know, traumas and life experiences, and, you know, what you want out of your life, your sense of purpose, and, you know, connecting to God, to the universe energies. And it's going to be a constant growth cycle. And I think the Shipibo people, the Maestros and the Maestras, are just invaluable. They need to be here with you. You need to be in this setting to do this. And don't do the, like, you know, resort retreat shit too. I mean, I personally haven't experienced it, but, you know, there's no frills here. You know, we're eating a very light, balanced diet. There's no swimming pool. There's no, like, you know, amenities like nice showers and tiles and shit like that. It's just, it's very kind of simplest. It's simple. It's simple living. And I just am so grateful that people took the time to build these structures. They're beautiful. These tambos that I live in and protect me from the rain. And the people who work the grounds, I think there's 60 people that work these grounds that every day are changing, you know, my sheets and doing my laundry and, like, changing my, like, compost bin where I use as a toilet. You know, cutting up the sawdust to, like, use for composting for the toilet. Like, giving me fresh water. Cooking my meals, washing my dishes. Like, there's a huge community that's unsung heroes that help me and others here to have this true experience. I'm really grateful for that. I'm just grateful in general. I'm grateful for the Maestros. I'm grateful that they, you know, are working with us so compassionately and joyfully, and they're just such good people. Like, you know, today I was looking at the crafts that Teresa was selling. She makes these bags. We have more stuff we get to buy later when they open the shop at the end. And that's a way we kind of reciprocate back. We pay them for their artwork, and it's a way of tipping in this sense. Like, we don't have to tip them. We kindly buy their beautiful art that they make with love and care. And that's a reciprocal way, and they can survive and thrive. So Teresa was showing me the Shipibo that she knitted or stitched into and woven into the bag the pattern of the bag, the Shipibo, the Ikro, excuse me. The Ikros you can see, when they sing to us. And she sang it to me. She sang me, it was as if she was reading a music note, and she sang it to me. And that's the thing, like when they spend time building their craft in solitude and working with their masters, they memorize the songs. So these Ikros are all different. And I don't remember hearing the same thing over and over again. They're all different songs in a beautiful tune. And it was as if she was reading the music notes, and she's like, la ha 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 ha. I can't see if I could do it. Like when Richard sings, he's always saying medicina, medicina, and then Benito sings. He keeps repeating ayahuasca canopy. And they sing it in their Shipibo tongue. So it's really beautiful. I love it. So yeah, I really enjoyed that oneness with Teresa today when she's like, look, she sang me the Shipibo, and she was very, very in my face and close up, and I just wanted to like give her a cosmic hug. And yeah, that was another thing. The last maestra to sing to me last night, I was like so happy. I was like talking to her in my head. I was like, I want to take you to New York, but I know that's impossible. I want to show you my apartment here. Let me visualize it. I'll show you where my, living room is, and I'll show you, here's my cat. And that's the other thing. I realized my cat is there for me spiritually. She's my spiritual kind of like, companion. So she's happy to be with me. She found me, and she's there to protect. So I was saying to the last maestra, because I sometimes don't know who's who. It's so dark, and I'm in my trance. But I think it was Olga or Manuela. I think their names are Teresa, Olga, Manuela, Benito, and Richard. Those are the 5. And then they have their Shipibo names, like Benito's is Anaconda Man in Shipibo. And so I was telling, I think it was Marcela or Manuela, and I was saying that and I saw Wiracocha came to me. I was so excited. I'm like, did you know Wiracocha came to me? So that's kind of where I was. And that's the thing. I feel like I'm getting a good rapport now with them. Was before I was, they felt like strangers. I felt like a stranger to them. I was not being appreciative. And now I'm so grateful. And I think Naomi, who's sitting near me, is saying the same thing. Like, she just loves them. Like, she wants them to spend time with her. And, when they go away, she gets sad. So, like, I think we're growing this love. And we're all on different paths. We're all on different stages. Some, are walking away and feeling as if they've done enough or haven't done anything at all and it's not working. But we will continue on this journey because there's more to come. So soon enough, ceremony 5 is going to begin in about a few hours. And my mantras or my intentions are going to be show me the source of my anger and everything related to it. And I also want to know, because later around lunch, I was drawn to the library section, and I started, thumbing through Graham Hancock's book about like ancient civilizations like Egypt and, Bolivia, Tiwanaku, where we're going to, where Wiracocha, his temple is, Chichen Itza, Machu Picchu, ancient Inca, ancient Aztec, ancient Maya, ancient Egypt. And so I think I'm really drawn to that. I always have been. I always will. Easter Island is very interesting. Stonehenge is very interesting. Has a lot of meaning, coincidentally, a lot of synchronicities for me, Stonehenge. And, I think one of my intentions tonight is going to be show me the mysteries of the universe. Show me the mysteries of history. Like, I know you showed me how the pyramids were, you just raise them up. But show me more. I want to know more. I want to see it because I'm going there next. I'm going to Bolivia next. I'm going to Lake Titicaca after this. So, why am I going there? What am I learning? What should I know? Give me some history of what's going on. So that's kind of where my intention is going to be. And ongoing, why did you bring me here? How do I trust? How do I believe? Show me how I don't have doubt anymore. So we'll see what happens, but I feel good. I was really tired just now, but I feel good, and I think we all feel good. So yeah, thanks for listening. There'll be more to come. So be emboldened. Talk to you soon.